Chris here, and in this video I'm taking a look at the new Doorbell Dual from Eufy Security. As the name suggests, it has two cameras in it, which is something that you don't see with doorbell security cameras. The idea is that lower camera points down at packages that you might possibly have that have been left behind by delivery drivers. So very handy for someone like me that gets a lot of packages. It can even detect when a package is dropped off, notify you, and then your typical notifications as well. When it does detect someone, when someone calls, it will ring through and chime inside on the home base too, which I will also go over in this video. Then the main camera on it is a 2K camera with a full 160-degree wide field of view. It does have two-way communication and an alarm system built into it as well if you needed that, human detection mode, Alexa support, and Google Assistant. So over this video, I will cover the unboxing, installation, sample footage, but I just wanted to point out that this is a sponsored video, sponsored by Eufy, so it is not a review of the product, just really a hands-on. So what exactly do we get along with the doorbell and the base station right here? You can see both of those nicely presented in the box. I'll go over the design of those shortly. Under this, we then have two mounting brackets. So first is the flat bracket that you can mount this on your door, or you can use this one, which is at a slight angle there too. So it depends on which one you need. If your door's at a slight angle, then of course you're going to go with that one, so you can get a better field of view of everything with the two cameras on that Doorbell Dual. We have a power supply for the base station, some power plug adapters. Now I've got the EU version here, so that's why we have an EU plug, but we do have the UK plug there too, as you can see. Now they've included a LAN cable here, so network cable, Ethernet. If you're going to be using that, then you can plug that in too. And we do have a bit of paperwork here. So a quick start guide, that's in various different languages for the Doorbell Dual. There is this, which is a sticker guide for the installation. That's where we need to have the two screws to install those, so that will make things a little bit easier. There is this sticker, so 24/7 monitoring by Eufy Security. A warranty card. We get some cables there, so that's for the mechanical doorbell if you're going to set that up on the doorbell itself. It does support mechanical ones. You can connect them up to it to wire it. And then we get some screws there for mounting this. And then a micro USB cable for charging the doorbell. And lastly, the tool that's needed to remove the Doorbell Dual from its mounting bracket when you need to charge it. This is the home base 2 that the Doorbell Dual will be connecting to. We have a status LED. Along the back right here, you'll see a USB port, LAN, and we have this for syncing it up to the doorbell and to turn the alarm off. And this is a reset switch there. This is for power in. So there's a speaker within it. And down the bottom too, you'll see there's another gap there, and just stating that it's the home base 2. Little rubber solid feet there. And on the top of it, nothing right there. Then our doorbell too. So it has a main camera up the top here with a 160-degree wide viewing angle. This is a 2K resolution, so 2560 by 1920. And then we've got the camera down here that's facing downwards. If anyone leaves a package on your porch, that is also going to be recorded, which is good. So that one's 2 megapixels, resolution 1600 by 1200. There are some sensors right here. We've got a microphone built into it, speaker down below, and it does have passive infrared and radar sensors. So when you press the button, you'll hear it on the doorbell itself. So people do know it is working, and then on the home base 2 itself inside, it will be ringing, of course. Then you'll see here, that's where the speaker is located. We do have the two contacts there, so you use those wires that are supplied to wire this into your existing mechanical doorbell if you have one of those. It's just mechanical only that it's going to work with. Then we've got our micro USB port here for charging. Charge time is approximately 3 hours, and the battery will last for 6 months with 10 events per day. If you've got more events, then expect it to last less than that, of course. So up here is where you insert the tool to disconnect it, to remove it from the base, and there is a button right here to sync it with that home base too. The home base 2 is connected up to the internet with the Ethernet port, and I do have it relatively close here to the Doorbell Dual. You want to keep it within a good range, otherwise you could run into connection issues. So this room where I've got it is relatively close to where the front gate is. Onto the installation of the Doorbell Dual now. So normally most people will be putting it on their front door here, right? But this, my front door, isn't my first point of contact for people that come to my house. It's in fact outside where I have a roller door, and that's where I'm going to be installing the Doorbell Dual. This is the door, the first point of contact, and I do have a old style doorbell here. This is just a plain on and off switch. That's all it really is, okay, for a doorbell indoors. That's going to go, and I'll be now a lot more modern with a camera and the app instead of just this basic on and off doorbell. And my assistant Vera, she's just simply too tired to be bothered helping me with this doorbell installation. Aren't you, Vera? It's a hard life being a cat. So off with the old one. Now with the stick-on guide here, it's going to make this installation very easy. You just need to line it up and then drill those holes. Now it just slots in. So you put the bottom in first and you push the top up. You hear a little click and it's secured in place. Sample footage now of the Doorbell Dual. It has a 160-degree field of view here, so it sees a lot, as you can see. A lot in this image here. And there's a package in front. So this package right here, you can see it also with the dual camera, with the downward firing camera. And as I showed you with the application, it is actually going to keep an eye on that package if you do set it up. Now the quality you're looking at can look a little bit compressed at times, I have noticed, when you download a copy of it. When you see it on the app, it does actually look a bit better than what I'm showing you right here. Now there's a built-in microphone, you're currently listening to that, and because there is a loudspeaker in it, you can have two-way conversations. There's also human detection. Low light performance. Now this is exactly what you can expect. It is using infrared, so you can see that it's black and white and my eyes look really strange with the infrared light. Now there are two LED lights either side of the downward firing camera. That's not using infrared, that's why it has the LEDs either side, and it lights up where packages might be if anyone does put them down, and it is of course dark. It is nighttime. Then the Eufy app. So before we get into it, I just wanted to show you that you get all the notifications. I had an Amazon Prime delivery and the driver came up to the door. So first it notified me that it detected someone there with the human detection. They rang the doorbell and I got that notification. So you can customize this. You can set up modes that when you're home not to actually have the notifications and just when you're away. That's all possible through the app. So the app is called Eufy Security. It's on iOS. You can get it on Android. It does support Alexa and Google assistants there. So you can see our devices. I do have some other Eufy products, cameras all around my house that I've got set up. You can see there on the outside one, it picked up the driver, but of course it also picked it up from the doorbell. So I get the doorbell live view right here. I can log into this, which I'll do. You'll see that it would normally take between 5, sometimes 10 seconds to bring this up, the playback. So there we go, that's streaming live. I've got a good connection, it's full strength here. And you're able to talk to whoever's there if you need to. Okay, two-way communication with a built-in mic, speaker, record, take a clip, listen to the audio. So right now I can just hear birds tweeting away. Under the settings, there's a lot in here, okay? So we've got dual detection modes. You're able to set it up for just humans, which I prefer because any car going past will set it off. All motion, you can set that. You can adjust the sensitivity. Various different things in there that you're able to tweak. Now, delivery guard, this one's very handy for those that get a lot of packages that are left on their porch delivered to them. You can enable this so it will not only detect a package being dropped off and alert you to that, it can basically keep an eye on it. A package live check assistance can tell you and alert you to with the package when it has been uncollected. So there's various different options there to tweak. Now the camera mode, I have it set up that it's picture-in-picture mode, okay? So we get a tiny little picture of the downwards firing camera. But if you do have a porch, my case I don't, so it's not going to work out really well for me, there's no point. But if you do have a porch that a lot of drivers leave the packages there while you're off at work or you're out,
This is the one to go for, I think, because then you get the separate view of where the package is, and it's going to record that and just give you more detail at a larger resolution there, which is very handy. So you can again tweak all of that, a few settings in there. Now there are familiar faces option. This is using face recognition, so it can detect who's come up to the door. You can set this up for your family, and it's handy. And it probably pulls through into this, which it does, the auto response. So you can enable this, that when it detects someone with the faces, you could have a custom response for them. So you can set it to for everyone, and those are the voice responses. It can say, excuse me, can I help you? Please leave it at the door. I will be right with you, and you're able to set up your own ones. So that's good. Now, the other thing on here is the video settings, audio settings. I won't go through all of those. Door chime, you can change that too. So there's a lot in there that can be tweaked. You can set away modes, home modes, whatnot. But what about the actual footage and the events? That's here. So right now you can see recent events. I had the Amazon delivery, okay? So you can see that they called, even though it says the ring was missed. That's because I didn't answer the notifications. I went down and got that package. Delivery there from DHL, that's there. Myself, and I did some tests there dropping off packages. Dropped off a box, and you can see that it actually took a snapshot of the box and said delivered. That's very handy if you're waiting for a package. So in order to see that footage, I can log into this. You see there is the Amazon delivery. The driver will get out soon, and it's already recorded. There she is. Okay, and she's ringing the doorbell straight away. Now, if I wanted to keep this clip, you can then download it. You can also share that.
So there we go. That is the Doorbell Dual from Eufy Security. I do think it's very handy to have if you're someone that has a porch that's very exposed. You've possibly had packages before stolen. Then this can keep more of an eye on it, and it can record that extra footage. It is great that it does have that, algorithm, the AI that detects a package has been dropped off, can notify you of that. So imagine you're talking to the delivery driver, he tells you he's going to drop it off on your porch, but you don't really know because you're not there. And normal doorbell cameras will just be looking straight ahead. This looks down, and then it can detect when that package has been dropped off and instantly notify you. So it's got your typical instant notifications that come through when it detects that a human's at the front door there. And then of course, when they ring the doorbell, you'll hear it if you're home, but if you're not, you get those notifications. And it captures that short clip. So the main camera, 2K. I have noticed that with some of the footage that it does look a little bit, quite a bit actually, compressed with it. You would have seen from my sample footage, a few artifacts there. And that's so it doesn't take up so much storage space. I do hope that Eufy can at least increase the bit rate there to make it look a little bit better. That's just one area of complaint from me. Otherwise, the features it offers are very good, and it ties in with all my other Eufy security cameras that I've got, all being in the same ecosystem, of course, which is excellent. So all up, with the two-way communication, the features it's got, and even the facial recognition, it is a really good doorbell here. And thank you so much for watching my hands-on unboxing, installation, and sample footage of this Doorbell Dual.